I feel like Hollywood was pro cancel culture before even it got to campus, but maybe that's just my personal experience. The first time I did Bill Maher's show, and at the time I was a one of those very evil Tea Party organizers. So I went on to be the whipping boy for the rest of the panel, and and I didn't spend much time in Hollywood, but afterwards there's a party where the guests and the crew and maybe some VIPs gather backstage, and there was this really fascinating phenomenon where my wife and I were kind of standing alone. Some people were offended by our existence, but once in a while, someone from the crew would come up, look around, and whisper, "Keep going. I love what you're doing." But they were scared to death. I had never seen something like that before. They were scared to death that they would be outed in this cultural bubble. And the irony of this story is that Bill Maher is now pushing back against some of the most extreme wokeism in his audience and his community. But there was palpable fear that you could lose your job just by having a contrary opinion.
Yeah, I agree, and that sort of irritates me. I have academic friends who have the same experience of professors coming up to them secretly and saying, "God, we really like what you're doing. Keep that up." And I have actors who DM me all the time about how they appreciate what I'm doing, and my response is, "Fantastic! Now get out there and do it too."
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that you're laying low encourages these people to be as brutal as they are. If you stand up, and I know it's scary, and you may get hurt, you may suffer some consequences, but I mean, those consequences that's where your dignity lies, man. You can't sacrifice your values for the sake of a job. I mean, even Ayn Rand would understand men don't live by bread alone. Right? Howard Roark was just as happy building buildings as he was working in a quarry. It wasn't about the job so much as about him being true to himself and true to his vision and values. And when you sacrifice that, you're giving up everything. You're giving up the stuff of life. Don't let these people push you around like that. Look, I mean, the public forum is the place where we discover what's right and wrong, right? If I have an idea that I think is good, I discuss it with you, and your take on it defeats mine, and I realize I need to adjust my sense of truth. I need to, change my narrative, and that's how we discover truth. We can't shut these things down. I mean, I'm for a cancel culture in the sense that in the open market of ideas, there are going to be some that simply just die away because everybody knows they're stupid. When you push them underground, you give them strength. They go into echo chambers and they metastasize and become something much larger than they would if they were in the public forum being discussed, where they'd just be dismissed because they're not good.